our service, the company, the opportunity, the compensation, and where this company is going. My name is John Meyer, President and CEO, and we want to welcome you. And we're going to get started tonight. We're going to be talking a few minutes about how to take total control of your financial future. Matter of fact, this company is showing people around the country how to take control of their finances, introducing them to leveraging tools and financial strategies, both building upfront and residual income while building a team at the same time. So it's a powerful opportunity and one that we're very proud of. Matter of fact, the company, we're a financial-based company headquartered in Toledo, Ohio, privately held and debt-free. And currently, we are still in what's called a pre-launch. Matter of fact, we haven't even pre-launched into the market yet. We are having such a powerful time introducing to our local folks and building trainers that our company is truly going to be poised and ready by the executive team, the training team that we have available that's going to be coming out. Over 55 years in leadership that we have in accounting and financial experience. Over 50 years of marketing and sales experience. Like we said before, we are poised and ready to take this company to the next level. OnVestro, we're capitalizing on three very powerful trends. Online financial management that's happening across the board. Matter of fact, technology is moving so fast that it is allowing folks to see, feel, and hear everything in real time, meaning that they're getting the information faster, better, and in better quality. And right now, people, they're looking for true financial strategies. Matter of fact, folks are looking across the board for real answers, looking for that next move, that next trend, what's going to happen. And we're capitalizing on our third very powerful trend, that is the power of network marketing. We're seeing more companies, more folks. Matter of fact, the network marketing, anytime that the economy is down, well, network marketing is alive and well. Now, in these powerful trends, you see large financial institutions, they're implementing that new technology that we're talking about to keep clients. And to think about this, to keep clients in their own grasp, just like it was before the huge financial crash. Matter of fact, folks were more relying on these large companies for their financial nest eggs. You see, that's where people got smart. Why? Because all these folks either lost a little money, lost a lot of money, and opening up their 401s or pensions and their accounts, you see, now they're not able to retire because there's not enough money in there. It's like opening up a huge box at Christmas time and finding out that you had a hole in it the whole time. You see, folks right now, they're getting smart and they're looking for true financial strategies. And they're looking across the board. They're looking on the internet. Matter of fact, millions of dollars every single month is spent on financial tools, strategies. People are looking for shortcuts. You see, opportunities are arising all the time, but unfortunately, all these folks that are trying to teach financial IQ and trying to give that next, round of where the economy is going, it doesn't solve the problem, the real issues. Because there's a financial crisis that's not allowing people to get ahead. Matter of fact, it's narrowing their options for true financial growth. And matter of fact, that crisis is happening right now in front of us. When we talk about the American public, we talk about that middle class, we talk about the folks that are, that 99% that really don't have the ability to get above. Well, this average American savings account, now think about this, $3,800. We know that in case there's an emergency or something should go wrong, and if you have children, that $3,800, that doesn't go very far. Matter of fact, people living paycheck to paycheck, it's now almost at 70%. It's not that they're broke, it means that their cash is being pulled out of their monthly incomes. The average amount of savings coming up to retirement right now at $35,000, there's nobody that can retire to there. Matter of fact, there's a lot of folks that are not even retiring. AARP says that majority of these folks are going to be retiring entirely on Social Security payments. You see, OnVestro, and the reason why it's exploding is because OnVestro delivers true financial strategies and powerful knowledge, all gained from tested financial concepts of the wealthy. What do? Well, I'm going to tell you. They plan for the future. They set goals both short-term and long-term. You see, they put their money to work for them. They're attaining and building true assets, things that are making them money, and they're looking for those opportunities. They own their own businesses. We call that multiple streams of income coming into the household. Instead of trading time for money, they have multiple streams giving them multiple opportunities to build wealth. They pay less taxes. We all know there was a presidential candidate that paid about 15% on his wealth on a yearly basis. Well, you know what? Those are tax strategies. Paying less taxes means that you're putting more money into their future. They're able to leverage that income. And they live debt-free. Not paying for the past, but they're paying for their future. And they're positioning for economic crisis. Another way to say it is position for prosperity. They know that something comes along. They have the opportunity when it starts to drop off, such as a crisis, they know when to jump in. There are millionaires that are made in these financial crises. And the powerful part about being wealthy and what they do, well, they live their dreams. They get to do what they want to do when they want to do it because they have professionals providing them with strategies, tools to help them become even more wealthy. You see, the wealthy stay with the wealthy. They live with the wealthy. They walk with the wealthy. They learn from the wealthy. The wealthy learn from the wealthy. Think about that. To put yourself into a higher financial climate, you have to put yourself with new folks, you see. Now, with OnVestro and what you get with the OnVestro membership, you get a team of professionals to walk you through your total financial position as the wealthy do. All of this is done through the OnVestro Wealth System. You see, this enables you to gain powerful insight into your personal financial situation and at the same time, effectively plan and implement those strategies that we're talking about while strengthening your financial position. By the way, the OnVestro Wealth System, it gives you powerful tools and financial strategies all in real time. You know exactly where you are. You see, I like to say it's creating a financial roadmap for your debt, your investments, your goals, and your retirement. You see, the OnVestro Wealth System, it's your financial backbone. You see, we have a saying, nobody cares more about your money than you do. Now you're in control. Unlike others that open up their 401, that open up their accounts and they find out there's huge holes in them. You see, to get started with OnVestro, first of all, it's $99 membership activation. Now that membership activation, that gets you into the three-step process of building wealth. And the modules that come with this, well, it allows you to start learning exactly what OnVestro can do for you. And the OnVestro Wealth Card. This is where we place your bonuses, your commissions. This is what tracks everything that you're doing in the business. Everybody purchases the OnVestro Wealth Card. Your member center. With this application, you get a replicating web page, a full access into our member center and your business center. You know exactly what's happening, when, where, how much you're getting paid, and who you're getting paid with. Matter of fact, we have a $50 licensing fee that allows you to access the full financial network and build on that wealth manager and the Vestro Pro business building modules, all along with knowing exactly what you're doing and how you get paid, because those commissions, those all come through your OnVestro Business Center. So $149, that then activates your home-based business, and really what it does, it puts you now into that three-step process. That three-step process as a member of OnVestro, it starts to walk you through financial security, leveraging your money, and accumulation and preservation. Let's walk through this, because the first step, financial security, well, what we're going to do is we're going to access your financial foundation. We want to make sure that you're secure in where you are. The best way to say it is like this. We don't want you to build your nest egg, your wealth, everything that you're working for, and have the rug pulled out from underneath you. And how is that done? Well, it's done through identity and credit risk. We want to make sure your foundation is secure. One of the fastest growing areas is somebody stealing identity. Matter of fact, during tax time, there are literally millions of dollars that are being thieved because somebody's stealing somebody's identity. Credit. There's nothing more important than having good credit. Why? Because in the long term of things, you want to make sure that you're not paying top dollar for, and I mean top interest, making money for the banks, the people that are loaning money. We want to make sure that you're secure in what you're doing. And the computer and your smartphone, guys. Listen, there are people that are taking the smartphones, and if you do any type of banking, internet, any type of communication on that smartphone, well, you want to make sure that all those areas are secure. And then we have legal rights and testament. We want to make sure that all those areas are covered. Risk management, understanding what you have as a living benefit, meaning if you have insurance, it's not a death benefit, it's a living benefit. There's advantages to having it, and there's tax advantages to building on it. You just have to know what you have. And then we call smart money stabilization. That rounds up your first level of financial foundation. We want to make sure when you come in, you are secure. And when you're secure, now we can start to leverage that second step, leveraging your money. When we start to do that, we do it in 4 different areas. 1, TaxWorks. 2nd, DebtWorks. 4th, Wealth Accelerator, and then OnVestro Trade. By the way, when you start talking about taxes, we get very excited because I think this is one of the most popular areas, especially right now, because people are really starting to sense that they're being overtaxed. Matter of fact, it allows this business to really grow because we have a lot to talk about. TaxWorks, talk about paying taxes, less taxes. I'm not saying paying no taxes. I'm talking about paying less taxes, because what happens is this. We want you to receive more in each paycheck. Think about this. This is an example, because we take $1 and we double it 20 times, and we do that, we're going to have over $1 million after doubling that $1. Imagine taking $1 and doubling it 20 times and having $1 million. Some of you guys are starting to do that right now. You're asking your wives and your partners and everything for, hey, give me $1. Let me see if I can double it. Well, double that $1. But think about America, because taxes, it works like this. It's not what you earn over a lifetime, it's what you're able to keep and leverage for your own future. This is what I mean, because we're going to work our lives from age 21 to whenever you retire. That's going to be millions and millions of dollars, sometimes more than that. But it's not the amount of money that we earned over a lifetime. It's what we're able to keep and what we're able to use and what we're able to build for our nest egg and then pass that on to our next generation and so forth and so forth. That is what is expected. But if we throw a 33% tax rate on our $1, and every time it doubles, another 33% tax rate, look what happens to our $1 million. It goes down to $28,000. You look at what people are coming up to retirement at $35,000 in their account, it kind of looks familiar, doesn't it? What happened to that $1 million? What happened to that money that you're able to leverage? Well, now you're not leveraging. Now the government's leveraging. I've been saying that we work our first 3 months out of the year to work for our taxes. And then we work the next 3 months trying to catch up. And then we work the next 6 months just to help us leverage for our future. We took a whole half a year just trying to catch up and be able to use the money that we're working hard to do. Well, you know what? On OnVestro, we now have a system that our members are going to have a huge tool to keep that difference of $1 million in your pocket. And everybody should be saying Yahoo right there, because this tool, the OnVestro Expense Tracker, allows you in just minutes a day to save thousands of dollars, literally thousands of dollars. 80% of Americans right now are overtaxed, and it's not me saying that. That's the numbers from the IRS. 80% of Americans overtaxed. Why? Because they don't know the savings. You see, you're going to start to realize your monthly savings and start to leverage your income, because now you're going to put more money in your pocket. Matter of fact, if you ask somebody, what is your biggest bill in your household? What is the biggest bill? They'll either say their car, their mortgage, their child care, whatever that is. It's not. It's your taxes. And if we can show you how to leverage and immediately put income into your pocket before you even start the business, well, that's exactly what the expense tracker does. Because in minutes a day, it's going to get you started right away. Matter of fact, it's going to walk you through a 10-step process. It's as easy as that. You open up our member center, it starts that process right away. Matter of fact, it starts to save you money instantly. How do we know that? Because when you start to build, and you, matter of fact, when you set this up into your cell phone, and if you have a cell phone, if you drive, if you have internet access at home, you see all those, by the way, now are tax deductible because you started a home-based business. All those things, matter of fact, putting your child to work. Imagine if your kid goes to school, do you pay for his pants, his schools? Do you pay for his pencils? Do you pay for his book bag? Well, now it's tax deductible. Why? Because your child then can then start to work for your business. And by the way, everything is tracked through the expense tracker. Everything. Now those expenses are tracked. And all that also can be done through the phone. And how do I know I'm making money on a monthly basis and saving? My estimated tax savings, my summary is right there on the front, on the dashboard. It shows me every single day how much is my monthly savings. Well, here it shows $24, but it's starting to rise. Matter of fact, every single day that's going to go up. Why? Because I'm spending just minutes a day putting a little information in. Matter of fact, every time that I swipe my OnVestro card, it goes into the deductor. Every time that I use my miles, that's 55 cents a mile. It goes into my deductor. Every time that I go to a restaurant and I talk about the business, well, that expense goes into my expense tracker. Power of leveraging your income is absolutely key. And at the end of the day, your estimated reports, your profit and loss, your tax summary, your vehicle summary, your office, you see, all these things are preparated for your accountant, your CPA. All you have to do now, whether it's a tax report, mileage, activity log, your medical expenses. Did you know that you could write off your medical expenses? Absolutely. All those things are all documented, and all you do is print the form out, the report, and you hand it to your accountant. Again, minutes a day. All your deductions are posted on the report, and just hand it over to your professional. And if you have questions on any deduction, whether it be keeping track of your time, building your business, single member LLC, self-employment tax, tax rate, business started, child wages, deduction on medical expenses, allowances, that you have your S-Corp, you want to buy something through the store, how do I take a tax deduction, how to track my inventory, enroll in expense tracker, and have multiple LLCs. If you have any of those questions, we have the answers for you. It's by movie. That's how easy it is to get started with deductor. And by the way, our expense tracker that we're building throughout the whole organization, you see, everybody gets this. This is part of your, along with the Defender, along with the software, you see, along with the OnVestro Defend, because now we want you to be successful. And by our second area, leveraging your money, is DebtWorks. DebtWorks will show you how to eliminate your debts. I'm talking total debt elimination. Why? Because we don't want you to pay something off in 12 years, and it's showing that 70% of Americans are paying paycheck to paycheck. Well, guys, we want an extra income. Think about the extra $300, $400, $500 that you're going to earn on a monthly basis just by changing and becoming a home-based business. Well, now you can put that towards your debt. What are you going to do with that money? Get rid of that debt. Start paying for the future, not the past. Matter of fact, our national average, their debt load is about $15,500. That's middle class. And over the next 12 years, they're going to pay that off. And it's going to be $24,000 in interest. Well, here's what we say. Take that same $700, pay it off in record time, about a year and a half, take it up to 15%, use OnVestro Trade, and now you're going to have over 12 years $78,000. In the positive, not the negative. You see, time is not on our side when you have debt. Time is on your side when you have assets and you're building for your future. That's what OnVestro is all about. That's what we mean about leveraging your time and money. And then we have building your net worth. You'll know exactly where you're at. This is a level that you have to walk into. A lot of people can't even look at their net worth because it's probably in a negative. It's probably not where they want it to be. They're embarrassed about it. Guys, we have to start somewhere. Plant the flag. Get with OnVestro and start making an income, because when we do that and we pull and couple everything together inside of a home-based business, by the way, there's 50,000 home-based businesses created every single month. There's advantages to being a home-based business. There's an advantage to being in business. There's an advantage of taking those expenses. Now you're putting your wealth on an automatic system. You're starting to leverage your time, your income, and now you're on autopilot. Now you're starting just minutes a day using it on your cell phone, your computer. You get excited about how much money you're saving. And more importantly, now you can start earning income by showing other people how to do exactly the same way. Think about all the people that you know that are in debt. Think of all the folks that you know that have children. Think of all the folks that you know that send their kids to private school, and really, just because they don't want to send them to the public school. There is no write-off for private school. Well, now you have a way to do exactly that. Think about all the folks that drive. I mean, if you don't have a home-based business, do this. Every 2 miles, throw out $1, because that's basically what you're doing. If you don't have a home-based business and you're not talking about it, then you have to bring that together. And that's what OnVestro does. It walks you through system after system. And like I said, we'll talk about the compensation, because when you refer members to OnVestro, you see, we pay you. Network marketing, instead of paying an agency, instead of paying telemarketers, instead of paying the newspapers, I'd much rather pay one of our members to refer somebody to us. I'd rather pay our members to bring somebody they know, love, and trust. I'd rather pay one of our members to bring a family member and help them get it totally out of control, or totally in financial control. You see, that's the power of OnVestro. And by the way, our 3-step compensation program works like this. But all those commissions and everything we do, remember I showed the OnVestro Wealth Card in the very beginning, all those commissions are going onto that card. You're able to pay off some debt, put it in the bank, create an investment account, pay something for gas, whatever that is. Pay for a new computer, because that OnVestro card is going to hold your commissions. Those commissions come this way. When you bring your first 2 folks, your 2 members into the business, well, that qualifies you for the rest of the compensation, which is exciting. But more importantly, you just earn $100 off of your first 2 members. Now, when you bring in your 3rd member, because we don't want you to stop there and we think you know more than 2 people, your 3rd member starts off your power code. Your power code works like this. Now you're earning a 50% increase in your commission. That's $100 now. Now you've earned $200. And again, we don't want you to stop there. Keep on rolling, because in your power code, and it's called coding for a reason, that power code starts to grow. Now you're earning $400, but it doesn't stop there, because now in your power code, every time your front line goes out and creates another line, that is, brings in their folks and they qualify, you earn another $50 on each one of those. $100 for bringing in 2 folks. That's pretty powerful, and doesn't stop there. It keeps on growing. And by the way, if there is growth in that organization, as long as there is growth, those $50 bills are going to come up. We call that exponential growth. When your organization starts to expand and grow, well, those $50 bills, and by the way, we pay weekly. Those $50 bills are going onto your pay card on a weekly basis. Powerful. Why? We want to put that money in your pocket quick, because you're excited. You see the business. You come in. You get some folks in. Now you're showing folks how to get under financial control. You're showing people on your cell phone your expense tracker. You're showing them how much you're earning. You're showing now when you get a pay statement onto your pay card, you see it in your member center, you get excited. Now that income starts to grow. That fast start happens quick, and it just starts to build and build and build. That's why OnVestro, that fast start is absolutely the key. And by the way, we don't track it by pencil. We pay have a very sophisticated software program that allows you to track that right in your member center. See exactly who's coming in, how much you're earning, and who you're getting paid on. That's the power of OnVestro. That's the reason why we went with one of the biggest and the best software systems that we could find. Why? Because we know this company is going to explode. Now let's talk about the second way in which we earn income, the binary. Binary meaning 2. And when we talk about binary, you might as well put that in your head as residual income. Because residual income means this. What I do this month, I get paid for month after month after month. And when we say that there's your financial network, that's exactly what we're building with the binary, is your financial network. Now you're starting to create multiple streams of income. Now you're starting to build a true nest egg. Matter of fact, John Paul Getty says it like this: I would much rather have 1% of 100 people's effort than 100% of my own. Well, that makes a lot of sense, because now you're going to do exactly that. But you're going to have literally hundreds of people that are going to grow up underneath you. And that's how we start to build our organization. It works like this. The plan is very simple, and it's very simple to understand, and it's simple to explain. You just go out and get 2, go out and get 2, and another go out and get 2, and that's how this organization starts to grow. Matter of fact, if you were to do that, and let's say we did that for 12 months, and everybody in our organization went out and got 2, and we did that for 12 months, how many folks would we have in our organization? 4,096. Guys, that's a $10,000 a month income. What if you did that in a year? That's a pretty powerful income. What if you did that in 2 years? See, it doesn't matter how long it takes, because you're going to get there a little bit faster. But the thing about it is that residual income, that comes in every single month. There's power behind when you know that there's residual income coming in. Thinking about this, you're waking up the first of the month, you don't have to worry about getting dressed, going to work, getting in your car, and having to take the kids there. No, how about just take the kids to school knowing that you have a residual income coming in that month? See, that's pretty powerful. How it works is this. When you qualify your position with 2 personally sponsored members, now your position starts accumulating $50 per member every single month. That's the volume that we use. You have a left side and a right side that starts to accumulate that volume. And when that volume starts to build out, well, here's an example. Let's say your first month, you build out 1,800 on your left side, 2,400 on your right side, because you might have a leg that's a little bit off. You might have one that grows a little bit faster. Well, that left side, that leg, the low leg, we call it the pay leg, that's what we get paid on. 10% of that 1,800, that's $180 for bringing in $1,800 in volume. And by the way, like we said before, residual income, what I do this month, I get paid for month after month after month. You can count on that $180 because that keeps on growing. Matter of fact, it should increase every single month. Why? Because everybody's bringing in their 2. Let's say now the next month, the second month, it goes to 4,000 because you're bringing in new members in your organization. Well, now that 4,000, that's $400 in residual income. Now, third month, bringing in more members, that's 7,000 in volume on your left side, 9,000 on your right side. You're getting paid $700. You see, it's not just you now. Now you have an organization. Now that you have a little bit of credibility because you're building the organization, you have folks that are underneath you. And by the way, when you start to get that check and you want to see that grow a little bit more, guess what? You're going to start to talk to some more folks, and you're going to start to build more folks. And that brings us to our third part of the compensation, our members matching bonus. As a matter of fact, it's so exciting, this matching bonus, and the fact that we get paid residually, and then we get paid residually matched income. How does this work? Well, all those folks that you personally brought into the business, let's say that they were 5, you're a gold member, you earn up to 50% on each one of those members' residual income. Every single month, when that residual income hits in each member, and this is just an example, but let's say $450 all the way to $250. That all equals up to $3,300. You are at 50% because you hit a gold member at 5 members. Well, that's 50%. That's $1,650. Now that's an additional on top of your binary residual on top of your fast starts that are paying you always coming through because your organization is always growing. Think about that. Your fast starts are building, your binary residual is building, and your match. Don't stop at 5. Keep on going. What if you had 10? What if you had 20? You see, that's the power of OnVestro. A couple months go down the road, that total check of all your members goes up to $8,300. Well, 50% of that, that's $4,150. That's more money than some folks make on a monthly basis. Think about the folks that you're going to be able to bring home their moms in households. You're going to be able to pay off some debt in record time. You're going to be able to pay some serious investment account or whatever it is. Take a vacation. But see, every single month you know that you have 5 members that are helping you build an income. You see, that's asset building. That's asset-based income. And that's what we're building with OnVestro. This is just a catalyst. You're going to take that money and go into real estate. You're going to go into another business. You're going to go in. You see, you're going to take that money and you're going to build that true wealth, that nest egg for the next generation and then the next generation, because we're going to show you how to, through accumulation and preservation, how to take that and use it for your wealth. You see, the wealthy, they don't use that up. They send it through the next generations. So guys, I want to thank you for joining us tonight. That showed you the power of the product. That showed you the power of the OnVestro system. That showed you the compensation that we are so excited about. The 3 ways in which we earn income. That's just a start, and we're going to see some huge folks that are going to come through and absolutely tear this income opportunity up. We're going to see some folks that we've already seen it, pay off credit cards in record time. We're going to see folks that are going to get out totally out of debt. That's including their mortgages. Think about that, being totally debt-free. I ask you 2 things. 1, what if, add up all your debt, and if you didn't have that debt, how much would that be? And what would you do with that then? Secondly, I'm going to ask you, is there something here that planted a seed in your mind that you want to go forward with OnVestro? We like to say there's 3 types of people. A-type people love it, see it, got to have it. I'm in. I love what I see. This company is just, I want to be part of this. $149 gets you involved. Well, get back with the person that told you about this webinar and ask them, or tell them, I'm an A. I'm ready to get going. Or we see B-type people. Love it, see it, got a few questions though. I just got a few questions. That's all right. We're going to answer those questions. And if they don't know how to answer those questions, the person that brought you to this webinar, they know how to get a hold of somebody that does answer those questions. And C-type folks, well, I just want to be a customer. That's fine. But don't miss the home base opportunity here. Don't miss the opportunity to use those tax deductions and those true economic leveraging tools that's going to take you to the next level. Guys, my name is John Meyer. I'm President and CEO of OnVestro. We are rocking. We're excited. And I can't wait to meet each and every one of you. And I'm going to see everybody at the top.